Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to our program, friends and followers of That's English. Sarah, it's your turn.
In today's program, we're going to talk about class distinction, social behavior, and taboos in Britain. Social class is like the color of your eyes. People notice it.
Really? Poor thing. She thinks she's upper class just because she's been to Ascot. With that income and that terrible accent.
Remember these words, upper, middle, and lower class. You will hear them in today's documentary. You will also hear the word income. It means ingresos.
And now, this is the information we'd like you to pay attention to during the documentary. After watching it, we'll ask you the following questions.
Which of the following elements make Britain different from other countries with regard to social class? Income, accent, social mobility, or education?
What are the 3 necessary conditions you need to become a member of the clubs mentioned in the documentary?
Ready? Then let's watch our Out and About.
For centuries, there was a rigid separation between social classes in Great Britain.
This led to different social behavior and even differences in language between upper and lower classes.
It was said that it was possible to identify a person's social class from their accent.
To find out if this is still true nowadays, we asked Michael Argyle, a psychologist, if he thinks the class system in Great Britain is as rigid as it's always been.
Yes, it is widely believed that there are big class differences in Britain, but I don't believe this is right, because if you look at the dispersion of incomes, we are about the same in our income inequality as other European countries, and we are more equal than America. And if you look at social mobility, the number of people who go up or who go down, this is about the same as anywhere else. Where there is a difference, I think, is in our speech style. There are very big differences in accent, and that makes people's class very obvious and easily identified.
These beautiful facades belong to some clubs. They're near Piccadilly, an area of London which has been known as Clubland since the last century.
The club is a typically British institution. We've chosen it as the perfect example of a system of strict class segregation.
Clubs also show some taboos in British society.
To talk about taboos and clubs, we spoke to a specialist, the sociologist Susan Merchant. Could you give an example of a strong taboo in British society?
I suppose we're talking about taboos. We could actually link it in with the class system in England. It's very difficult if you look at someone coming from lower classes, they've got an accent. To be accepted into the upper classes with a lower class accent is quite difficult, particularly if it's a male.
One of the most well-known taboos about clubs is the fact that women are excluded. A respected club found itself in trouble when Margaret Thatcher was elected Prime Minister.
It was a tradition in that club to grant membership to all British Prime Ministers, but women were not allowed to join.
Nowadays, women can go into certain areas of men's clubs, but they can't be members.
We asked Susan if some clubs still require strange conditions for the admission of a new member.
About strange conditions, I think if you're talking about whites, you've got to be male. No females are allowed, just simply males, and you're talking about middle to upper class.
Clubs are certainly quiet places, ideal for reading, studying, meditating, or, if one so wishes, for boredom.
Many of these clubs are real museums. They house beautiful old furniture, crockery, beautiful prints and paintings, portraits of distinguished members.
In the past, there were some strange clubs, such as the Club of Silence, whose members were not allowed to speak, or the Club of Fat Men. But only the more artistic, political, or aristocratic have survived to the present.
Clubs now have economic problems and have been declining since the 1950s. But in former times, there were meeting places for important people of the British cultural, scientific, or political worlds.
I think one can say that the most important decisions in the British history of the last 2 centuries have been made within their walls. But I think one can also say that time here has stood still.
Let's have a look at the questions. Which of the following elements make Britain different from other countries with regard to social class? Income, accent, social mobility, or education? Let's listen to Mr. Argyle.
Where there is a difference, I think, is in our speech style. There are very big differences in accent, and that makes people's class very obvious and easily identified.
So the answer is accent. It's the difference of accents that makes Britain different from other countries.
What about the second question? What are the 3 necessary conditions to become a member of the clubs mentioned in the documentary? Let's see.
About strange conditions, I think if you're talking about whites, you've got to be male. No females are allowed, just simply males, and you're talking about middle to upper class.
So to be a member of one of those clubs, you have to be white, male, and middle to upper class.
I'm sorry, Sarah, you're not allowed in most clubs.
Well, neither are you.
Yes, but in my case, sex is not the reason. It's my income.
And your manners, too.
Manners? I'll show you in the sketch what I can get with good manners.
I'm sorry, sir. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Can I help you?
Hands up.
Hands up, please.
You should be more polite. We British always say, please.
Please, hands up. And now give me the money.
No. The money, please. Remember, In Great Britain, you must always say, please.
Please give me the money, you bloody woman.
No, 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 no. Look. Could you please give me the money?
I ask you first.
Sorry. He's not very intelligent. We British think that manners are very important, sir.
Of course, manners are important.
Could I have the gun, please, madam? Now, pay attention. Would you please give me the money, madam?
It would be a pleasure. Oh, I'm sorry. It's tea time.
I'm also sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Would you like to have some tea?
I'm sorry, madam. I'm in a bit of a hurry, you see. Would you mind finishing your tea and putting all the money in the bag?
Are you really a thief?
Me? A thief? How rude. It's terribly impolite. I'm a radical capitalist who loves making money, my friend.
Here you are.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Will you come back tomorrow?
I'm afraid that's going to be impossible. But I wonder if you could have some more money ready for some time next week?
Yes, of course.
Your gun, my friend. Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
It's all a question of manners. Good manners will get you anywhere.
Gary, I must admit you were perfect. Lo tenías bien ensayado, ¿verdad?
Well, a gentleman is a gentleman, whatever the circumstances, Sarah.
No, si no me refería a lo de caballero, me refería a lo de ladrón.
Ha, ha, ha. Bueno, okay. Well, I think it's time for us to watch the summary of what we've learnt in this unit.
En esta unidad hemos aprendido a pedir permiso o pedir algo de manera educada.
Could you please give me the money?
We've also learned the use of negative questions to ask for confirmation, to make invitations and exclamations.
Won't you come? We'd love to see you.
Y a decir algún taco suave.
Give me the bloody money. Well, and that's all for today. But we'll see you in the next program of That's English. What are you doing? Say bye, Sarah.
They say you clean pearls with champagne. Is that true, Gary?
I don't know. I never clean my jewels. When they get dirty, I throw them away.
Goodbye.
Bye.